Cindy finds that the tape is terrorizing the world and even the aliens. She tries her best to stop this from happening in order to protect her and her son. You'll have to stick around to the end to see how the whole story unfolds. Hello and welcome to Comedy Recaps. Today we will give you a recap of the film Scary Movie 3. Spoilers ahead, obviously. Without further ado, let's dive right into it. The movie starts with two girls in their bedroom who discuss their lives. They then discuss how they both saw a video of a girl telling them that they would die in 7 days. They later had a pillow fight, when later on one girl went away to get a phone call. When she came back, she saw the other girl had her jaw dislocated and was dead. She then saw a ring shape on her television and screamed. Now we see a farmhouse where Tom wakes up and goes to pee. He starts to hear a girl screaming and goes out to search. He finds George, who was also looking. They then find the girl in the middle of the crop field, which had a pattern indicating that a UFO had landed there. Now we meet Cindy, who is a news anchor. She argues with her manager to go deep into the story of the crop field patterns while he disagrees with her. Tom is then seen talking with the sheriff about the circles. He then talks with George about leaving his hip-hop hobby of his where George disagreed and left on a bus. Cindy went to meet her son at his school and also met her friend Brenda, who teaches there. Later, George came in to pick up his niece from the school and met Sydney. There, they chatted about knowing each other, and George invites them to his rap battle tomorrow. Cindy then sat down in her car and drove, but forgot Cody. She then reversed and went right through him as he was approaching the car. Cindy went home with her son Cody and saw that he was drawing a lady with black hair and a large black portal. She then invited over a priest to look after Cody. The next day came George's rap competition. He was nervous but was calmed down by his two friends, Mahalik and CJ. The battle began and his opponent, Fat Joe, rapped. Now, George's turn came and he performed brilliantly right until he covered his head with his hood, which was pointy-shaped. The audience, who got offended by the structure of the hood, decided to throw him out of the window. George left and gave up on his dream of rapping. Next, Cindy invited Brenda over to her house, where Brenda explains to her how she had seen a video of a girl warning her that she would die in 7 days. She then pranked her, pretending to bleed from her nose and burning her hand. Later, she went to the lounge where the TV mysteriously turned on with a ring shape on it. Brenda called for help, but Cindy thought that she was pranking her again. A girl started to climb out of the TV and approached Brenda. She tried fighting her off, but in the end, got killed. Later, Tom and George got the call of her death, who then told his niece Sue of her teacher's death. Tom went out and met with the driver, who reminded him of his late wife. We then see a flashback where the sheriff tells Tom about his wife's accident and how she was split in half. He then went to talk to her and comforted her, where she died a few seconds later. Brenda's funeral came when Cindy was comforting Brenda's parents. George later came in with his friends and met Sydney. George mistakes Brenda for being alive and tries to wake her up. Her father tries to stop him but gets knocked out by Mahalik, who also knocks out the rest of the family. George then tries to electrocute Brenda's body to wake her up, but manages to explode her into pieces. He then went out in disappointment, where Cindy came and comforted him. Later, Cindy went home and found a cassette lying around. She played it where a ring was shown. Later, a lady was seen brushing her hair, along with some other stuff, and then she got a call. Through the call, she got warned that she will die in about 7 days. George is riding with his friends in a car at night when CJ tells him to throw pain at a stranger to cool off his temper.
What's up there? Mother! I got another one, y'all!
He then got a call from Sydney, who asked for help. Upon reaching, she explained to him all about the warnings. CJ told Cindy about someone who could help her. Cindy later asked George to babysit Cody, where he first stumbled him and then accidentally shot him through the window. He then kissed Sydney and distracted her from the situation. Cindy then went to meet the people that CJ had recommended. She met with the couple in which the woman could tell the future. Cindy explained to her about the warnings when later they played the cassette. The woman on the TV appeared who was brushing her hair. A fly flew and landed on her nose. The lady hit the fly on the TV, where the girl on the television got hit and later hit back. She fought her and ripped some of her hair, later knocking the girl out. Cindy went back home and caught Cody watching the tape. She immediately turned it off when the phone rang. She picked up the phone and denied Cody watching any tape. She then confronted George about how he could let Cody watch the tape. Tom in the farmhouse wakes up and goes to his daughter's room. He finds her hiding under a blanket. He removes the blanket and finds Michael Jackson under it. They fight, when later Tom dangles him out of the window and asks about his daughter. His daughter appears from the back and Tom drops him at the same time. He then went down with George to check on it and found that it was a creature wearing Michael Jackson's costume. Cindy the next day went to her job and tried to convince her boss about telling the world about the warning video, and he denied her to do such a thing. Cindy then decided to go into the back room and type her warning on the screen that was going live for the anchor to read. She wrote about the warnings when the manager saw and came in interrupting. He then wrote that it was a false alarm. A janitor then came in and pushed both of them away, and then wrote about his thoughts on the typer. The president had seen the news about the warning. His security guard came in and warned him not to stand near the windows since alien attacks were being made recently. Cindy, who was told about a lighthouse, went there and found a man. She talked to him, who explained to her all about the girl in the tapes. George and Tom were sitting at home and saw the news, on which the anchor explained and showed how the aliens had blended with us without us noticing. Now we see the president about to give a speech, who gets alarmed and advised that the aliens could be among the audience. The president tries to flee without catching any attention, but meets with a disabled man who he confuses with an alien and punches him. He then alerts his guard and starts to punch everyone along with him. The guard then blows up in a passage for them to pass through. Cindy went back to meet Cody and tried comforting him. They all hid in the basement, where Tom and George barricaded the doors and all the openings. They then saw two aliens outside the door through the knife's reflection. Cody got grabbed by one of the aliens, but George managed to free him. Later, Mahalik slid through the hatch, and then they all went outside. They got followed by the two aliens, who got knocked out by the president's car. Later, CJ arrived with backup that fought with each other and wiped each other out. Aliens came and tried choking everyone there, but it turned out that's how they greeted. They then explained to them how they also got the warning tape. Cindy went to the basement and realized that there was a well there. She cut through the floor and found it. Moments later, a monstrous lady appeared behind her and started to fight her. She later caught Cody and threatened her. Cindy consoled the monstrous lady and persuaded her to give Cody back. The monstrous lady fooled her and tried to attack her again, but got knocked down the well by the president slamming open the door at her. Later, we see George marrying Cindy and her throwing the bouquet with the president catching it. They drove off in their car, where Sydney again forgot about Cody. She drove back again, but this time didn't hit him. Rather, another vehicle came and went through him. Make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications so you can watch more videos like this. Thanks for watching.